Welcome to Season 3 of the Casual Camping Podcast, your home for the best camping discussion both in and out of the field. Here are your hosts, Tim and Aid.
Hello, you crazy people. This is Aid. Welcome to another Casual Camping Podcast. Joining me on today's episode is none other than the fabulous Tim.
Hey, gosh, I haven't had such a lovely introduction like that since one of my weddings.
And that was only the best man, the bride. Oof.
Oh.
I tell you, Liz Taylor, you're going to have to stop these weddings.
Hey, what can I say? Guy loves the wedding. It's a good job she's not listening.
Thank God she's not listening, Tim. Thank God. How you doing?
I'm good. I am good. Mince pie season is upon us, so snack of the week is a lovely mince pie topped with a bit of icing. And I have to say, it's my first of the season, so happy mince pie day, everyone.
Oh, I had some mince pies about 3 weeks ago. That was my first of the season.
Wow.
And describe what a mince pie is to somebody that might just, like an American trying to explain what eggnog is. That kind of thing, you know.
Okay, so it's short crust pastry filled with what they call mince meat, which is like
sweet mince.
Sweet mince, not
spices.
a meat mince. It's currants, orange peels, spices, sort of winter spices, things like that. They're often topped off with some pastry as well, but this one is actually topped off with some icing, so it's just like extra sweet, and it's going down very nicely with a lovely cup of coffee.
Icing or fondant, if you will.
Yeah. Sorry, mouthful of mince pie.
Cheers. I've got beer on the go. It's been a heavy day.
Of course you have. You're 97% proof, Eddie.
Oh, God, you said proof. I was like, ooh, hello.
I wasn't asking you. I wasn't IDing you.
I identify as anything, Tim. Anything. But hopefully a camper. Certainly somebody that loves camping, and I love autumn, I have to say. The leaves are changing, they're dropping out, it's getting a bit windy. I'm looking forward to getting out in the hot tent.
Yeah. The leaves are falling. Regular listeners will know I moved house this year. I've got trees, and I have to say I've had to go and buy a leaf blower because those the sodding things drop leaves like all the time. But what fun is a leaf blower? That's great.
You've changed, Tim. You must be posh. Leaf blower, what happened to a rake?
I think I might have gone posh, Ed. I think I might have gone posh, a bit posh. But yeah, no, I've got a leaf blower, and it's my new toy, and I love it. It's great. Can't take it camping, but it is good fun. Although it would be brilliant to get proper air on a fire, wouldn't it? Just bring the leaf blower and have we could start a forge.
Brilliant.
I was watching somebody do a forge the other day, and on YouTube, and he did have like a leaf blower blowing air down a tube into his fire to get the heat going. I thought, oh, I've got a leaf blower.
Ooh.
What could I make?
Tim, here's the thing, right? You knew Mars fire winner well. Get it on the air intake bit.
Oh my God.
Maybe when it's not so new. Let's try it on mine,
yeah. Let's not explode it before I've actually used it inside the tent. I love that. I tell you what, that'll get the secondary burn going, because I did struggle on the first burn to get that secondary burn chamber
You
going.
know, you could just lay it on the floor going and just edge it towards that so that oh, 50%, oh, 75%. Oh, okay. You like the pyromaniac, Tim. Pyromaniac.
I like that, Ed. I like that. We didn't, last week's episode was all about, the joy of lighting a fire. We never talked about adding a leaf blower to it.
Where's your leaf blower on that top 100?
Yeah. Surely leaf blower's in the top 10.
It will be now.
Oh,
brilliant.
Oh, God.
I can see an episode of Inventions.
Yeah. Repurposing things that were never meant for that purpose, but suddenly it's a genius idea. Yeah. You can get little sort of hand crank blowers, can't you, to help you light a fire?
Yeah, like a fishing rod type thing. I've seen them.
Yeah.
I've also seen like DIY kind of blowers for dust and sand and stuff.
Okay.
That you can like go either way. You can suck up or blow. So you know what I mean, vacuum things.
You're doing that yourself, Ed?
Let's move on. Everybody's got an image now going, ooh, no. I think not. We're trying to attract listeners, Tim. We're not trying to get rid of them.
Sorry. It's just when you said, no, I'm not even going to continue it.
Yeah,
anyway,
no, don't.
Anyway, we've got a mediocre 5-star review coming.
Oh, you're spoiling us with these. What's this? 3 on the trot. 3 weeks on the trot.
I know. This is just amazing, isn't it? This is.
I hope we got a name this time, because I miss it when we don't have a name.
I've got Amy from Manchester.
Oh, we can't butcher that.
No.
Imaz.
Surely she'd be a dog. No, probably
you
not.
You can say that, Tim. My God, we're trying to say thank you, not insult people.
Well, we had Jenny D from the block. Surely this would be Air Dog. Air Dog from... Oh, I don't know. Anyway, this is probably the last time you're going to listen, Amy.
I think dog's a male. So, we can do that with the fellas, but, just...
Okay, yeah.
Decorum dictates, Tim.
Okay, sorry. So
it's like asking a lady her name. Don't do it.
Asking her age, you mean, Ed? You are allowed to ask a lady her name.
I knew I've been doing that wrong all these years. Oh, you see, that's why I stick to the dance floor. Don't talk to the ladies.
You're walking around the pub going, I can't ask you your name, but how much do you weigh? My name's Ed. Can I get you a drink? No wonder you got slapped a lot as a teenager.
Hey, I tell you what, my skills with the ladies leave a lot to be desired. I've been doing it wrong all these years, Tim.
Oh, man. Oh, that's funny. So anyway...
Age is what I meant there.
Amy says... hi, Tim and Ed. Just wanted to say how much I love the podcast. I do not know how I ended up listening, as I usually listen to history or true crime, but I'm glad I found the podcast. You guys are so funny and informative, and I always enjoy the episodes, even though most of them don't apply to me as someone trying to camp by train with very small kit. Thanks so much, Amy from Manchester.
Well, maybe your true crime has led you on to people that murder the discussion that they're on about by getting the words wrong.
Yeah, perhaps. And I've always said, if that serial killer's on the outside of your tent, they're going to come in, aren't they? They're going to get in, aren't they? I mean, it's only a bit of canvas.
Do you mind if I come in?
Thank you, Amy. Thank you, Amy.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thanks for taking the time.
And if you too can send us a mediocre 5-star review, there is a link in the show notes, or you can send us a direct message on any of our social media accounts. They will be greatly received, and you too would feature in this portion of the show.
Yes. And, we don't pick and choose. We only get about one every 2 weeks. So,
Yeah. To be honest, there's like 3-4 weeks we get none.
Oh.
We had a dirge, haven't we, recently?
We
A
have.
deluge, not a dirge.
Thank
Sorry,
you.
not a dirge, a deluge. Jesus, should we start the sweat episode again?
Are we going to be marching to them next time, Tim? Do, 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 do. And this week, our mediocre 5-star review comes from beyond.
And it's very depressing.
Anyway.
What have you been up to? Have you done out fancy?
I've not done out fancy yet, if I'm honest. I have been working like a good one because times are busy and cash is rolling in.
Well, hey.
Unless the taxman's listening, and then it's not rolling in at all, okay?
Annoyingly, the taxman's always listening.
He's always listening. I pay my dues, but yes. Busy time of year, and I am trying to figure out when I'm off camping, but I am going camping soon because I need it. I was watching AB camping on YouTube the other day.
Mm-hmm.
And he does really long episodes, which I didn't think was the way to go with that, but he's a really engaging guy. He's got a couple of dogs, one of which he takes with him all the time, and sometimes he brings 2 of them. But the other night, he had a no tent. One of the big ones, the Gimme 5 or something, and he put it up and he had a massive gust of wind that just took the tent.
Bloody hell.
Said it was nothing to do with the tent at all. He pegged it out and stuff, but yeah, it just took it. So that's kind of making me go, because he's in New Zealand, so they still get in like really wintry stuff. So it's just... I've got an itch, Tim, and I need to scratch it by getting out there with a stove. And although
I did. Can I just jump in there? Because
you can.
I saw somebody this week absolutely slagging off no tent. Yeah.
What?
I know. They'd got their hands on the Vard. The Vern one,
yeah,
the one that we sat in at the outdoor show in Liverpool
with the flip top lid.
Yes, with the flip top lid. With the
No, you don't come here for terminology, okay, people. Let me have this one. It has a side that flips up and gives you a bit of an awning.
And they were saying that they think No Tent are putting out too many tents. They're putting out tents that are over technical, poorly designed, and although they're very stable, they were saying that the pole setup of their new tents, the geometry feels wrong. There's too many poles. There's too many attachment points. They were proper having a go.
Wow.
And listeners will know we're not sponsored by any of these manufacturers. We genuinely like No Tent. You've owned one of their tents. We thought the guys at the show were really funny and really helpful. And that tent in particular was a groundbreaking, genuinely innovative new piece of camping kit. And it was just a really interesting video to watch of somebody, had had it out in the field and had just found it too complicated and over-engineered was what they were saying. But
wow, I'm really surprised at that.
Me too.
And I loved mine. So I had the Koi 7. So like a pyramid tent, but instead of one pole, it has 2. I had it for a year and a half. Absolutely loved it. And just changed it because actually it didn't suit the style of camping that I was doing. If I was just going by myself all the time, but actually Lily had started to come a little bit more. So, yeah, it just didn't suit us. We needed something slightly bigger. So sold that, got the Robins, got the Snow Peak one, actually working out better for us as a thing. Would I have another one back again? Yes, I bloody well would. Because the difference between some of the other tents and that one, you had two sleeping compartments either side. So you could have 7 or 8 people in there if you didn't put a fire in the middle. But I had the sleeping compartments of which you could fit 2 people in at a push, but really nice if there's just you. But it was bomb-proof, so it had more tie-outs than anything else. And I don't think it's one of their popular ones. If you want to go and have a look, you can find it on Joe Robbins' YouTube. But yeah, you can find them on quite a few things. But it was bomb-proof. I think there was something like 24 tie-down bits, so every couple of foot. And for that reason, and I was in storms in February, up in the Lake District, people's tents got trashed. That one didn't. It was brilliant.
So I suppose what one person says is over-engineered is another person would say, actually, it's built for its purpose. So it has all of those tie-down points so that it survives the worst of the weather. You know, this is a proper Scandinavian tent manufacturer who are making, full-on, full-season tents to survive in much harsher climates than we've got here in the UK. And this was a UK person that had kind of put the video on, but just interesting. It's quite nice watching some of the other outdoor people and just listen to their opinions and their views of stuff. Even if we disagree with them, which when it comes to Nortent, it's a brand we do really like, isn't it?
And yeah, it really is. And certainly Tony from AB Camping, he was saying, this was my mistake. I opened the door when a gust of wind just hit the tent.
Wow.
And and you could see he'd only opened the door a crack and it had got underneath and just lifted it off, but his stuff was scattered everywhere.
Oh my God.
It was like, oh my good God, what a nightmare. So yeah, but the tent in itself, he really stressed. He was like, "This isn't anything to do with the tent." And the only damage to the tent was one of the guy down tabs that the guy lines were on had just ripped. Not ripped the tent; it had just come undone. But it just seriously done it. So a little bit like what happened to me with the up in Northumberland this year, where just one big gust of wind got underneath the tarp, took it. That's it.
Yeah. With your Robins, that was
really,
your Robins,
really interesting. And I looked at that and didn't think anything bad of the Nortent. I thought actually it's quite impressive that it's still in one piece, but it's like half a mile away down this thing, and he had to go get it and put it back. I think he slept in the car that night. I don't know.
God, yeah. I think I might have. It might have been sweary Tim if that was me. Sweary at myself for messing up, but bloody hell.
Yeah.
Cool. So what? So I thought this week we'd talk about. Because we talked about big kit, we talked about new kit, we talked about 100 pieces of kit. But I thought we'd talk about what one piece of kit. So, is there one piece of kit that you take on every single trip that you go? And I know we always carry a knife, but do we always carry the same knife? I know we always carry some form of fire, but do we carry the same fire? And actually, I don't think we do of those things, but I know there's certainly one thing that I take on absolutely every camping trip I go on, and actually it kind of leaves. I don't tend to not leave the house without this piece of equipment. It's been with me today, and I've been on a training course today, and but I don't know. Is there anything you've got that that you make sure that it goes on every single trip? Or do you want me to go first while you think of it?
Yeah, well, yeah. Tell us what your bit of kit is. I kind of know what it is because I've just seen it so much. It's something that you swear by. Yeah.
It is, and not in a nasty, sweary Tim kind of way. So it is. It's my Swiss Army knife, and it isn't just a Swiss Army knife because I own a couple of Swiss Army knives. One lives in the car, and it's a little camping Swiss Army knife that lives in the car, and that's got a couple of blades on it and a file and I think a pair of scissors or something like that. The one that I swear by that comes pretty much everywhere with me is the great big massive biggest Swiss Army knife they do. It's enormous, and it's the what's it called on the side of it, the Officer Swiss. And it's the one that's, it's got about 30 different tools on it, and it's a bit too big to fit in your pocket, although it does fit my pocket. I did get a leather thing made for it
Pouch.
it's in pouch. Thank you. A leather pouch made for it, because it just protects it. I've also got, early on, I thought, well, the only thing that's really missing off a Swiss Army knife is some kind of a light. And I know the credit card ones and things like that can often come with like a little LED thing on it, but they tend to be a bit rubbish. So I've also attached to it, so I've always got a torch on me. Flashlight to our North American listeners is a little Olight i3E, it just takes a little AAA battery, but it is super bright, and it just means I've always got a flashlight on me, and the amount of times this Swiss Army knife comes in handy. Had to use it today. Somebody needed a pair of scissors. They couldn't open something on this training day. Got it out and opened it up. It's just got every bit of tool on there. It's got pliers on there. It's got scissors. It's got files. It's got a couple of blades. It's got screwdrivers, both posi drive and neggy drive. It's got a magnifying glass if I want to set fire to stuff. It's just an incredible piece of kit, and I was bought it as a leaving gift from a place that I worked a few years ago, and the team there bought it for me, and it's like a prized possession, and because of that, because it's got a lot of memories attached to it, but it's got a lot of extra memories attached to it now because it comes everywhere with me. I've just used it so much, and it's got a bit of patina on it where it's kind of got scuffed and used and stuff. But it's just an awesome piece of kit, and as I said before, I've got knives that I take camping. I don't always take the same knife. Depends where I'm going camping. Do I want a big fixed blade if I'm actually going family camping and stuff like that, or do I take something little that's a folding knife? There's different bits of fire kit. I don't always take the same fire kit with me. I don't always take the same sleeping mat. I don't always take the same sleeping bag. All of those things do change. I don't even take the same tent. I've got that many bloody tents. But this Swiss Army knife is the thing that comes on every camping trip, and it gets used so many times. And like I say, even not camping, I just think it's a great piece of kit. Many people look at it and think that's too bloody big, because it is.
I have to say, I've looked at it and gone, well, how useful is it? It is a monster, but it is something that I know you. It's funny, isn't it? Because I watch I'll follow a couple of groups on Facebook, Leatherman Mod group, so that they modernize or tinker with the Leatherman stuff. And you can now, or even on AliExpress, I can find Leatherman type kits that'll fit on your Leatherman, not official kind of stuff, but stuff that you can just go, oh yeah, actually I've modernized it to this, so that you can actually get the tool that you want.
Yeah.
But I see some really crazy stuff. I also see some really cool stuff as well that they've done with it, So Yeah, really, really appreciate that there's all those things in one unit.
Yeah, and I before I got it, I wasn't really the guy that had things on my belt. But having bought like the leather sheath for it, it's because it is quite big and does take up a lot of room in your pocket. It is often on my belt. I've become that guy that has a Batman belt. I've got multi tools on there. It's and I'm all right with that. I'm all right with that.
Well, I think there's only, those younger people that might scoff at you, Tim, but then they'll come asking you for scissors.
They will. They did today. A young person couldn't open a packet of something. It's like, how pathetic are you? But here's some little scissors. It's
They're not listening, Tim.
they're not. They're absolutely not. They're absolutely not. So
If they were going to listen to any episode, though, because you met them today, it's probably today's episode.
I didn't. I was in my other guys, so I didn't name drop the podcast today. I'm afraid it was a work event,
Yeah.
but no. So that's kind of the piece that I take and have so many uses for it, and so many times it comes in really handy, and so many times I'm like proper grateful that I've got it with me, and
Yeah.
and it's just a super multi tool, and I know. It does tend to be you're either a Leatherman or you're a Swiss Army knife, a Victorinox
I've got
kind of
both. I've
person.
got both.
You've always swung both ways. Hey, ho, hey.
Whoa!
As we learned earlier, you suck and blow. To yourself.
Oh my God.
Sorry.
We said we'd stop.
Sorry.
It's a family show, Tim. It's a family show.
Leaves? Talking about leaves. So what's the one thing that it's your do you even have one? Do you know? Because I suppose you could say no.
Well, yeah, the thing is, I think for the episode, I was going to go, oh, I always take this or I always take that. But because I've got a collection of stuff, I don't have that one thing that, I flip between knives. Even at home, I've got a collection of glasses. I used to work for, Royal Dalton years ago. I love china. I love crystal. I like to drink from certain glasses. Go, oh, I've not drunk out of that one, and I kind of do it with my camping stuff. I'm a bit more of a sort of like, ooh. Like I've got two kitchens, one a 1970s, one a very modern Snow Peak one.
Yeah.
And I think for me, it's kind of sharing the love with the bits that I've got and go, oh, I've not used you for a bit. So you're coming at like a chosen child. You're going to come with daddy today. We're going to go camping. Whee!
I know where you're coming from with that. Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's like, I've not had that tent out for a bit. So, right. And what goes well with that tent? Oh, I'm going to choose that because I've got a myriad of things. I've got about 10 knives. I would say that if I were to choose one thing, and it's not something that I can take everywhere, is my Mora knife. It's the one that's got a fire steel with it. I think a fire steel is something I tend to always have with me. Fire, you'd expect it of me, wouldn't you?
And on the Swiss Army knife, it's the one thing that they don't do on that. But actually, there's in the corkscrew, there's a little tool that screws into the corkscrew on it it comes with a really, really tiny screwdriver. But actually, somebody's made it's not Victorinox, but somebody's made the same tool that screws in, but actually it's a little tiny ferro rod, and I do keep meaning to buy one because actually then that tool is complete. It's and even light fires.
We'll just call it the Borg. assimilating. I mean, I've been sort of racking my brains about lots of things, but I have always said about me as a fella, I like stuff. I like sunglasses. I like knives. And I could always have a myriad of using the
Yeah.
same word. I've not used it for weeks, and then myriads come up like loads. Come on, Aid, you get some better words.
It's a good word though, Ed. It's
It
where they're
is,
using twice.
yeah. So, and I think that's the thing that I just quite like going, oh, it's that kind of day today, and I'm going to wear those shades. And, oh, it's that kind of event. I'm going to take that knife. And yeah, so
I suppose that is probably one of the differences between us, really, isn't it? Because you are a collector of say let's take sunglasses as your example. You do like a lot of pair of sunglasses, but you do then use all of those, whereas I've got one pair of sunglasses and I'll use them until they fall to pieces. And
yeah.
although yes, I've got multiple tents, similar to yourself. Actually, my camping kit is not as it's not as large as yours. I don't have that many different options of stuff to take. So
Mm,
I've got one small single burner, and then I've got the Jetball Genesis twin burner, and that's my choice. It's I don't have that range of stuff that you kind of go to your camping store and go, well, today it's your turn to come and play, and so yeah, no, it's interesting, really. I hadn't really thought of us both as having of being that different, really, with our gear, but we are really, aren't
yeah.
we?
And yeah. I mean that's kind of the joy that I get with it. I mean, if years ago I had one set of stuff, and it was quite a basic stuff, and I made that nicer.
Yeah.
Um, but then I've also found other things, and I think some things complement a certain setup, other things complement a different setup,
Mm.
and sometimes I try and cross those over. I see things on Instagram or online about people's setup. I look at yours and go, oh, I don't necessarily want to outright copy people, but put my own take on it. And I think mine's reasonably unique-ish.
Yeah, God,
Yeah,
yeah.
in a certain way. But because I've been doing it a long time, I've got a large collection of stuff that, actually I know is the stuff that I don't want to let go of.
Hmm.
But then I also come across something that I've not used for a while and go, hey, I'm going to use that now. Or, and some things I go, yeah, no, I'm beyond that. That's getting sold.
Oh,
It's dead to me.
that child's going to the workhouse. Boy for sale.
Uh, but yeah. So I don't have, and that's the other thing. I was thinking, oh well, is it the axe? Because the axe always comes with me, not on a day
Mm.
trip like yours does, but when I'm camping, if we say camping,
Yeah.
and yeah, I think, well, actually, you know what? I mean, I want a bigger axe. I want a Norwood axe. There's all those things that I go, well, that'd be good. And then I know I would take other ones. Same with my saw. I've got a big saw, I've got a little saw.
Mm.
I love each of them. And then I've got quite a modern saw that is just super, super sharp as well. And I was like, yeah, they all get used at various times over the years. So, yeah, I think I'm just more of a, yeah, I mean, you see my house, it's full of stuff. So,
You are an eclectic individual, aren't you?
yeah, well,
You have a lot of really nice things, and they are
well,
all
I
really
think so,
they're
but
quite individual. It's
yeah,
not you might have 10 knives, but none of them are the same. They're all got a different purpose, and they all look very different.
yeah,
And that tends to be the way that you've collected your camping equipment is the same way that you've dressed your house. Really, it's an
Yeah, I
eclectic mix of
guess.
different things. You've got the
Yeah.
ultra modern Snow Peak kitchen, but then you've got the absolute repurposed retro storage boxes
Yeah.
that you've got stuff in, and old tins that you've got stuff in, and that eclectic mix of shabby and chic absolutely just is brilliant, and it's an aspirational way of camping for other people looking at you. The times when
Oh.
we have camped in
Oh,
groups.
that's very, very, very kind. I'm just looking in my kitchen. I mentioned, like, I like a little drink, and I've got beer glasses. I've got uh, pewter tankards. I've got crystal glasses in various many sizes, and depending on the drinks, sometimes I just go, "Oh, I'd like to drink out of that tonight." It's never the
Yeah.
same glass again and again, and I don't know what it is, because surely a glass is a glass is a glass. But actually, I get so much joy of going, "Oh, I love this glass." It's English crystal, which is, because I know all this nonsense from various jobs that I've had. But yeah, so yeah, currently collecting pickle forks.
Who knew there was such a thing as a pickle fork? That's quite hard to say.
Apparently, yes.
Oh,
I have many. I've got about 20 at the minute. All silver, but they're lovely.
very
I
nice.
don't like pickles that much, but I eat grapes with them. Eat grapes, Tim. Get Lily just that. Can you feed me a grape, please? But I know we're going off topic, but I mention it to go, actually that's why, I would say my Mora knife is something that I take on every trip. I find it so useful.
Yeah.
And I mean, because I really look after my kit, and that Mora knife I do not look after that much. I keep it sharp. I sometimes keep it clean, but it's a workhorse knife.
I
And
always remember the guys, not this year, but last year when we went to the Bushcraft show, and we met those great guys who were, laughed at us and
oh,
everything.
Curtis,
Yeah, yeah.
shout out to Curtis.
And but actually, I always remember, I gave him my little Eldris knife, my little Mora knife,
Hmm.
and to use with a fire steel, and they both went, "It's nice to see that it's used. It's nice to see that it's dirty and it's
Yeah,
being used." It had a sharp edge, had a great edge on it, still does have a great edge on it, but it is a dirty knife, and it's predominantly used for striking fires on the back of it. Um, you know, Working knives should look like
yeah,
they're working
yeah,
knives, shouldn't they?
yeah.
The edge should be
It's
good, but it's all right if there's a bit of
yeah.
muck on the rest of it, because it shows a bit of life, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean, when it's a working knife, when you go, I need a knife to cut me steak. Oh, it'll do. But that first bite going, yeah, no, I know what I've done with this knife. I was like, I wish I'd cleaned it a bit more, maybe, but
Oh man, oh man!
Uh,
You should just put it in the fire for that. At least you'll kill anything that's kind of on it, and then yeah,
yeah,
Ooh.
I'll have been cooking with it, It's
Yeah,
all right.
yeah,
It's not killed me
yeah,
yet,
guys. You know.
But there is that,
As long as you're not doing toenails with it, it's fine.
Oh God. No, I'm not doing toenails. But yeah, I would say that that's as close as anything, because I just love it. But I am also eyeing up a Fallniven F1 pilot blade,
Oh, I don't know what that
which is
is.
very similar. It's what the guy at one of the shows said, this is what you need. Because I was talking about how some blades, when you're trying to do feather sticks, are just a little bit solider, the blades, and
Yes.
the gradient to the sharpening bit. I'm sure there's a proper word for that, but I don't have it. Lots of people are shouting at their earpods or speakers or whatever. They know what that is, but I don't. Um, And yeah, and then I was going to buy it because I was like, oh, just get it. You've not bought yourself anything for a while, Edge. You need your fix. You need your fix. And then I was like, yeah, but it's a black handled steel blade that just looks exactly like your Mora knife that
Yeah.
doesn't have a fire steel with it. So I was like, oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So talked myself out of it.
Yeah. Are
And
you
and there's always like the cheap option, and then there was like, oh, why is that one £50 more? Oh, it's a certain steel, is it? Oh, that's nice.
ooh,
Oh, and
ooh,
then there's a black steel one. Oh, that's
ooh.
another 50, and then all of a sudden it's 300 quid,
Yeah.
which is too
Yeah.
much.
Yeah. Totally. Totally. I must, speaking of knives, I must bring you the leather sheath and the Timder box that Laird made for you, because we haven't actually met up since they've turned up here. So
Yeah.
you then have to see if your Mora knife fits in the new sheath.
I mean, if it doesn't, it's going to be dead to me and sold.
What, the
Because
sheath?
Laird is dead to me. Oh, what an unkind thing to say.
Yeah, should we just do a video of us burning them?
uh,
We're not that cruel. We're very
we're not that
grateful.
kind of people, to be honest. I'm
No,
so enamored with getting my hands on it, but we are going to meet up this weekend. So,
yeah.
thanks again, Laird. I cannot wait to get my hands on it, and it will be my favourite Mora knife that is dispatched in favour of a knife that does fit in that. But
Yeah.
let's see. I
Let's
mean,
see.
if two things come together,
Well, the knife you bought me, which is also Victorinox, same as my Swiss Army knife, it fits in it like a glove.
I mean, it's
it's
quite a
nice.
standard thing, so I'm hopeful, but
And my
it will be
ferro
dead
rod,
to me in favour of Laird's
yeah,
sheath.
my ferro rod. I know with the Timder pouch, there's a little thing for a lighter. My ferro rod actually fits perfectly in that. So, well, I think it was for a lighter. Either way, I've repurposed it and put my ferro rod in it. So there is a place for your ferro rod as well. So,
Oh my
you know,
God!
it's going to look sweet. It's going to look sweet. But I'll bring
And
those. I'll
and
bring those on Sunday when I see you.
but isn't that, it's like great gifts or great presents or whatever. It's something that you just go, oh, somebody bought me this and I like using it. Oh,
Yeah.
and it's that connection to something great, and
Well,
that's what I get from all my different things, because I
yeah.
go, oh, that and the bits that cost me very little, but I found them or I made them or did something or somebody gave me them or whatever. Those are the
Yeah.
bits that are better than, I love my Yetis, but quite simply, I spent a lot of my hard-earned money and bought them.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
get. I'm glad I've got them. They do exactly what I need them to do,
The
but I don't
emotional.
get the joy. Yeah, there's
Yeah.
no emotional sort of contact with that.
No, and that's why I love this massive Swiss Army knife, because it was bought for me as a gift.
Yeah,
There's an emotional connection to this inanimate object,
yeah.
and I just love it to bits. It's great, absolutely great.
There's certain things that you know of, that you know about, that only you know about, the things that are linked to you, that
Yeah,
somebody bought you that. Years ago, I was working in a charity shop, and there was a box of trinket stuff came in, and there was a little kettle, and inside that kettle there was a note that's from an old fella that had died, but the note inside it said, "My earliest memories is of waking up in the middle of the night to my mother in my room who couldn't sleep, burning was boiling milk on this little stove."
wow,
And you're talking, that's probably 100 years ago, and I
wow,
just, charity shops are full of those things, but you don't necessarily get the story.
Yeah.
And I think that's the thing. I love things like that. That those are the things that go, oh, like my drinking glasses that go, oh, I found that in a shop somewhere, or that used to be a glass from Concord.
Well,
Those
yeah,
things,
yeah. What an amazing little story that is. Because, like you say, there's people die with houses full of stuff that they've got emotional attachments to, and somebody clears that house, and they might keep a handful of them, but the vast majority of stuff just goes, doesn't it? And
Yeah, yeah,
and you never know the story behind those items when you see them in a charity shop or a thrift store. To our North American listeners,
yeah,
and it makes me want to write little notes and put stuff in things.
yeah.
Because actually that's that's a lovely thing that you've got a bit of, what's the word, provenance
Yeah,
with it, of
yeah.
where that thing came from, what it was used.
Yeah, yeah,
It's
no,
lovely.
it's yeah. Another one was it was like a lady's little purse, like a little clutch, and inside it were their place names at a wedding
Oh
that they'd
God.
kept, and it looked like it was like 60 or 70 years old.
Wow.
Somebody cleared out, and yeah, I just love that. You don't know those things, and sometimes you get those stories a little bit. So,
Yeah. Yeah. That's lovely. That's
yeah.
lovely. Oh, cool. Should we go off to a minute mindfulness and let people carry on this nice cuddly warm feeling and think about
Yeah.
camping?
Yes, and where did they buy their stuff, and who bought them it, and why do they love it so much?
Welcome to the Casual Camping Minute Mindfulness. Let the sounds of nature take you back to the camping field.
Ah, there we go. Nice and peaceful. Nice and peaceful. No badgers. No giraffe said. Just birds tweeting in the trees. That's all. It's just birds tweeting in the trees. No, it's
Uh,
nice. It'd be really nice if people want to. We're on Instagram. We're on Facebook. We've got a Facebook group, Casual Camping Podcast. Come and join the group if you're not already in it. It's got an ever-growing membership. It's a shame that Facebook stopped the chat function for groups. So it's a bit tricky at the moment, but it's nice that people are posting in the group. So, have a think about what your go-to piece of equipment is, that piece that you love, or like Aid, have you got several pieces that you really love that have got a lovely story to them? It'd be really nice if people posted a picture of those in the group and we could all see those. Obviously we'll stick some pictures of some of our favorite stuff up. I'll take a load of pictures of my Swiss Army knife and get those on this week. I have been thinking, Ed, that we could make our own chat, because I can actually just go on Messenger and create a group chat and invite everyone that's in the group into that chat.
yeah.
But I think I might put that in the group to see if people want me to do that. Or maybe even put a thing on the group to say, if you want to be included in that, comment below with a
Yeah.
yes or a thumbs up or something like that, and then I'll start adding people into a separate chat, because we can create our own chat, but Facebook just isn't going to provide a chat for groups anymore, which is
Yeah.
frustrating.
I'd like to fully understand that, because actually it was a great way of, I feel, a little bit more distant to some of those great supporters that we've got out there that
Yeah,
were, chatting between themselves, asking questions, showing where they'd been, and it just you know, I think the group that we've got on Facebook has bobbled along, and people are there, and we obviously share bits and pieces that represent what we've talked about in the episode.
yeah,
But really, really nice to get something going again. Makes us all feel, a little bit less isolated, and if you're not getting out as much, you can see what other people are doing, and that's the
yeah.
whole point of this, I guess.
Totally, totally. And we've had a few listeners over the years reach out to us and say, actually, we've really helped their mental health. They're not necessarily camping that much, but they've been struggling one way or another in their life, and that oddly enough, this ridiculous show with you and I talking has helped in some tiny way, and that kind of blows my mind a bit, really, because we are just two complete idiots talking about stuff. But if we can help someone just feel a little bit brighter today because they've listened to us talk about camping stuff and it makes them think about going camping, then I think that's a good thing. And I think
Well,
the chat function helps that more than just listening to the show, I think.
yeah, I think considering how small the world is, the distance between people can be a little bit more immense with all this technology. So, I
Totally.
think that's, we always say camping is our happy place.
Yeah.
It refreshes, and I don't quite know what, how, why, or those things, but it is a kind of reset button almost of,
Yeah.
oh right, yeah, those things don't seem as big now, and I burnt a few things, and I did a mindfulness thing one of my jobs a few years ago, and part of that was if you're feeling stressed or whatever, think of your happy place. And we had to share what our happy place was. And mine was always, well, wandering down the bottom of the garden and maybe burning a few things, which sounded
Mm.
really sinister in a big group of people. It wasn't like I was burning bodies, but but you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
I was like, oh, is that too much sharing? I thought this was a safe space.
Oh my
But you know
God.
what I mean? Walking
Yeah.
down my garden and just, generally in my mind's eye, it's an autumn day. It's leaves that are coming down and need a fire for warmth as well as joy, and
Yeah.
and visualizing some of those things sometimes yeah, just helps to de-stress, because we all get stressed, don't we? So
Of course we do. Of course we do. It's busy. We all have ridiculously busy lives now, and getting camping absolutely does recharge those batteries. But if you can't get camping, talking about camping is the next best thing, isn't it? And
it
and
is.
you,
Shopping also works as well. Spending your money, spending other people's money.
yeah, yeah, and having
In a
every-
legal way, that is. In a legal way. Not
Oh.
illegal way, legal way. Just to be clear.
Oh, we've gone full circle. The tax
We
man
we
is
still
listening.
have that disclaimer at the end, don't we?
We do. We do still have the disclaimer.
Yeah. That's because of some of the ridiculous things I say. I know, Tim, but thank you for covering us.
Oh God, I suppose we'd better clear off and let you listen to the disclaimer now, just to cover ourselves. But, thank you for listening, everybody. Thank you, Amy, for your 5-star mediocre review. Thank you, my brother, for another great episode and another fantastic chat. I have been Tim.
And I've been Aid, and we'll catch you on the flip.
Casual Camping Podcast accepts no liability and does not officially recommend any products or endorse any techniques discussed in an individual podcast episode or shown on Casual Camping Podcast social media accounts. Individuals should make their own informed decision and risk assessment of any products or advice prior to any purchase or use.